Coach Deborah has a passion and purpose to assist young men, ages 15 to 24, to overcome obstacles and build their best lives. She wants to see every young man live out their potential. She has a master's degree in human services counseling, with a major in life coaching. More importantly, she is the mother of 3 boys, who are exceptional, educated, professional men. Coach Deborah believes it is better to train early, rather than need to fix later. She utilizes basic principles and God-led concepts. Sometimes the only thing a young man has is their credibility or their name. The actions they take are based on the decisions they make. Those decisions align with their choices and result in consequences. Coach Deborah can assist you if you are lost, floundering, or confused. Embrace the help and start building your best life today.
Great Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to Build Your Best Life. I am super excited to have you here today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hi, sis. How's it going?
All is well. Hello, my beautiful sisters. Great to see you and Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, same to you. Same to you. Well, this year is all about the blueprints for success. Blueprints for success. We all have to go out and plan our lives. So guess what? Mothers with sons, you're out there, you're struggling, not sure which way to go, what to do, trying to raise that young man alone. We are here this year to assist you and encourage you because you got this. You can do it. This month we are talking about before
Yes.
the blueprint. And so I am glad to have my sister, my friend, Anita Cummings, all the way from Thompson, Georgia, with me today. So tell everybody about you, sis, that have not met you.
Well, thank you and Happy New Year to all of you. Great evening to each of you. My name is Anita Cummings, and I currently live in Thompson, Georgia. I've been here for close to 40 years, and I absolutely love this place. We're very close to Augusta, Georgia. My background is education. I did almost 33 years in the profession before I retired. And I'm glad to say that I'm back in the profession part time as McDuffie County Family Engagement Liaison. I really enjoy worshiping at Mount Pleasant Missionary Baptist Church here in Thompson. I serve in many capacity, and my main thing is I just want to serve. So wherever there's a need, and if I'm able to do it, I just want to serve with or without the title. And also, what I really, really enjoy doing is I love being a mother and I love being a grandmother. I have a granddaughter who will be one on Wednesday. So I'm very, very excited about that. I just try to do all I can, while I can, to whomever I can on this journey that we call life. That's about it, Deborah. I just enjoy life. I belong to several different groups, and I'm on the museum board and the hospital board, the voter registration board here in town. I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and I just like to do and like to be involved. Love to give back to my community. Love just to serve, and I love being your guest about build your best life. I'm a big fan and I support what you do. And I'm excited about our conversation that we will be having today.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I always love for you to be here with me. And I cannot believe little mama is going to be a year old already.
Yes, a year. That was fast, but she will be one on Wednesday. What a blessing.
Awesome. Early happy birthday. Well, yeah. So
Thank
today,
you.
Anita and I have a topic that I think will help many of you because as parents, We always want to assist our kids and through life. We kind of, a lot of times we will push them instead of, walking alongside them to assist whatever. We're kind of like push them in the way we think that they should go, because of course we mothers always think we know best. But today Anita and I are going to be talking about helping with the pieces, all those different things that it entails as our young children become teenagers and then young men and they're out on their own. We do have to work with them to try to assist them, but we want to try to make sure that we do it the right way. So please make sure that you come on in here, like and share. We always love your comments. So just come in, feel free. But there does come a time when parents, they must step in to help their sons with all the intricate steps of building their blueprints for life. However, parents do better when they walk alongside, like I stated before, and don't try to dictate. We gotta, open up and kind of listen. So Anita, do you agree that parents should help their sons plan, or should they actually draft the plans for their child and then like, okay, here are your plans. This is what you need to follow. What do you think?
Coach Deborah, first thing I thought about was Jeremiah 29:11. And we have to have some foundation. And I believe we need to have that Christian foundation. And it tells us that the Lord has plans to prosper and not to harm, plans for a hope and a future. So with that being the foundation, as parents and as guardians and as caring adults, I believe God places us in our children's lives as a guide, as you stated earlier, not to dictate, but as a guide. I think that the level of involvement that parents should have, it depends on a few things. It depends on their age, it depends on their maturity, and it depends on their ability and their capability. When our sons are younger, they might need a little more guidance. And if we guide at an early age, then hopefully when they grow up and when they mature, as hard as it may be, we can release and let our hands go and let them just carry out their goals and their plans. I also believe that we need to guide and not dictate, because it teaches independence. I know that most parents have said to their children before, I won't be with you always. And they can't always just rely on us. So we need to make sure that we teach that independence. And we can't teach that independence if we dictate to them everything that we want for their lives. Let me also say this. I think this is extremely hard because we do want to write the blueprint and tell them every single step that they must take. But that's not the way I don't think God meant for it to be. I also think that when we guide them and not dictate to them, that we balance support, and we need to balance that support. And the way we balance that support is, and you said this word earlier, and I'll be saying it a lot, we listen. We listen to their goals. We listen to their dreams. We listen to their challenges. We listen to what they want to become and not get caught up in what I did not live out for myself. And I'm going to try to make sure that my son, my children live out the dream that I didn't do for myself. Something else that I like about making sure that we guide and not dictate, it encourages communication. And I think now in this age that we're in, that we don't talk enough because we text, we email, we use every other form of social media, that we don't really have to talk and communicate. But I just still believe that talking face to face or even talking the old-fashioned way over the phone. But if I hear your voice and you hear my voice, that encourage our communication. And I think that that is very important. Open communication is definitely a positive key. And as parents, we can encourage our sons to express themselves, their thoughts, their concerns, and their preferences if we listen and if we open that door to open communication. The last thing that I think about making sure that we are guides and not dictators. And this is a lesson I used to use in my math class. I think we need to allow them to learn from their mistakes. So many times we want to catch them before they fall. I know I did. If I saw my son going down the wrong path, I wanted to get him and put him on the right path and not let him learn from any mistakes. I was trying to let him learn from my mistakes. So we need to make sure that we allow them to learn from their mistakes, because we can learn when we make an error. That means the next time we do it, we can improve on it. And if we improve on it, is it really a mistake or was it just a learning opportunity? So I like to call our mistakes learning opportunities, because the next time we go down that path, we will do a little bit better and get a little closer to reaching our goals. So let's focus on being a guide and not a dictator.
Awesome. I love that. But as that mother, it is really hard. So a lot of times we have to like kind of stop ourselves. Like it's almost like grabbing your hand, like, wait a minute, hold up, don't do it, don't do it. But you're right. If we don't sometimes give them the opportunity to stumble, then they won't learn. Sometimes, it's just like a baby, when they're learning how to walk. We just don't want them to fall, but sometimes to them, they just fall and they just get right back up and try it again.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Get back up again.
Yep. Well, fundamental principles can assist young people in being successful, knowing that they are not alone. Now, your son, I just love Ty. One of your sons is he's successful in his own space, and he's even transitioned to another part of the country. So it's like he's all on his own and everything, and we see that he is successful in everything. But how important is it? And we talked about this again. Here's this word again. Is listening and understanding when you are not 100% into what that thing that they want to do.
I do believe you designed this question especially for me, because I feel all of that. I can honestly say that I definitely was not 100% in to everything that he wanted to do and everything, the direction and the goals that he had for himself. But they're his goals. And I'm extremely proud of him for still going for his goals. As a parent, it was my job and my goal to make sure that I would listen. And what listening does and what listening did for our relationship, it built that trust and that confidence. So if we know that our children are not going to stay, where we make sure that they have confidence. So we need to listen and we need to nourish that skill so that when they go to the other part of the country, that they can have that self-confidence. Children feel valued when they are heard. So we need to learn how to listen. And, listening could be a whole segment by itself. There are ways that we listen where the person we're speaking to know that we're listening. And if you continue to interrupt, and if you continue to voice your opinion and my way of thinking, then are you really, really listening? And once they speak, if you're trying to fix it or solve the problem all the time, are you really listening? So part of listening and the goal for listening and relationships between mother and son and mother and children is to build that trust and to build that connection. Listen, receive, accept. don't always disagree. Now, I'm saying that because I'm preaching to myself as well, because we need to give advice and we need to take advice. Listening also develop that emotional support. And just like adults, children need that emotional support. Listening allows parents to understand their children's feelings. And I'm a strong advocate that we need to understand their feelings. They have feelings, so we need to understand their feelings, their concerns, and their experiences. This is very crucial if we're going to support them emotionally. Now, when we listen, we know that it builds communication skills. As parents, we need to be great role models in everything, and that means listening. So, if we want our sons to grow up to be good listeners, then we need to model how to be a good listener. So, ask yourself, are you really a good listener? Or do you have some areas that you can improve in? And if so, do like I do. You might can't improve a whole lot, but each and every day and each and every time, we can continue to improve just a little bit. Listening also help with problem solving. When they are speaking to us and we're listening, we don't have to solve their problems. We can ask questions and get their mind to turning and their mind thinking and let them come up with solutions to their own problems. So, problem solving skills are very, very important as we send them out into the world. We want to build up that confidence. We want to make sure that they have problem solving skills as well. Along with problem solving comes that conflict resolution. So listening is a key component of resolving conflicts. By understanding the child's viewpoint, parents can work together with the child to find maybe a mutual agreement and solution when we do need to step in. And I think my last point about listening, because I think listening is so crucial, we have to monitor our well-being. I know we talk a lot now about mental health and physical health. So when we're listening, we have to monitor that well-being. It allows parents, when we listen to pick up cues about our children's well-being. They might not use all the words or say all the words, but if we're listening and if we have that bond and if we have that relationship with our children, sometimes we can know what they're saying without them saying it. But if we don't have that relationship, we might not be able to pick up on everything that deals with their well-being. So let's practice being great listeners. That's what I think, Coach Deborah.
I totally agree. All of those were key. And the way you started out with the listening, which that helps them, to build confidence and you're not interrupting them. They know that, hey, my mom, my dad is really listening to me. So then they, do have that kind of trust, because if a child thinks that they can't talk to you, you're not going to listen, or you're going to judge them, then they're not going to have that communication with you. So and you just built on that until you're in, which I love, is monitoring that well-being, because it's just like, you say, well, how's it going, son? Oh, everything's just fine. And your son always looks at you when they talk with you, but they're turning away when they say it's fine, because they know you'll be able to see it in their faces. So it is so key to listening, because if you're having a conversation and you got the phone and you got the TV on and they know, they're not listening to me. Do they care? Did they just ask me so they can say that they're, having connecting with me? So those were some key points. I love them all.
And it is important. And I'm so glad you brought that out, that when we're talking and when we're listening, that we focus on who we are talking and who we're listening to. Don't be distracted by everything that's around you. put the phone down, turn the TV off, and give them your total attention. A great point.
Yeah. And that's something I think that really, really hinders a lot of people. Because I know if I'm doing something, because have you ever been like you're talking to one person and somebody else is talking to you, and it's like, and I'll just like, hold up, I can't understand both of y'all. Wait. I gotta one at a time.
Yes.
I can't do it. Now maybe some people can do it. I can't do it. Yeah, so you have to pay attention.
I think we just need to focus on, one that we do. It's important to focus on whoever is speaking to us to make that person feel important. I know how I would feel if you're trying to listen to me and someone else and split your time between the two.
Right.
That's not a good feeling.
No, it's not. Not at all. Not at all. It's like, okay, well, let me just walk away because they're not really listening to me. So please provide our some tips to our parents to follow that will assist them in working with their sons and planning their futures without dictating. So some guidance, some ways that they can guide.
Again, let me tell you this. I'm definitely not the mom of the year or the parent of the year. And I don't think being a parent is an easy job. I don't really know if it gets easier the older your children gets. I mean, because life happens and different experiences come in. But I do believe there are certain things that can help us as parents to help our children. Now, I've done several vision boards even in my mature adult life, because I don't think it's ever too late to revisit your goal or to set new goals or to make new goals. As long as you are alive and breathing, you can set some goals and you can reach those goals. As goal setting, I think that during schools and even at churches, we teach our children a few things. First of all, the goals must be clear.
Mm-hmm.
The goals must be clear and attainable. So when we talk to the children about goals, I know when I was in school, I would have boys who would say they wanted to be a professional football player, but you never played football. You're not even on the little league team. You're not trying to go out for the middle school team, but your goal is to be a professional football player. So our goals need to be clear and they need to be attainable. Almost like when little girls tell me they want to be a teacher. Well, if you want to be a teacher, but you're in the discipline office all the time and you don't even like school, is that goal really attainable? And is that what you really, really want to do? I think we need to break it down. I mentioned this earlier a little while ago. We need to break it down. Sometimes we can't look at the big picture. We need to look at things in chunks. What do I need to do first? What do I need to do second? If this is my big goal, and if it deals in the medical field, then hopefully I like science classes, I like math classes. And when I'm in school, I'm not going to run away from those classes that are challenging in those areas. I'm going to run to those classes that are challenging so I can do these little clusters, these little chunks to help me reach my big goal. The next one I want to mention is we need to prioritize. Sometimes we don't prioritize, but I think we can help them prioritize. I think that's a teaching skill. I think that's a good skill for our children to have. And I think when we prioritize and when we break it down, it helps them not to become overwhelmed with reaching that big goal. Because sometimes all we see is the end result, but we need to see the steps that we need to do to reach that big goal. Making a schedule, keeping a calendar. Our children have agenda books in school. That also helps with making a goal. Sometimes we have to allow time for certain things to help us reach our goals. And if it's important, then we'll put it in our schedule. We'll write it in our calendar, and we'll set aside that time to make sure that we do that specific task when we reach our goal. I said earlier that goals need to be realistic, and they do need to be realistic. And saying that goals need to be realistic, don't like dream dream robbers or dream stealers. So even if the goal doesn't sound realistic, and if my son would say that goal, I want to nurture that goal. And if it's so far out there, and if he's still trying to chase that dream and chase that goal, then what will I do? Then we need to make sure that we prioritize, that we set some clear goals, that we look at his abilities, we look at his capabilities to see if it's realistic. And if that goal is not realistic, I guarantee you that something similar or something in that field is realistic that we can aim for. We talked about when parents try to be dictators and try to get their children to live out their goals and their dreams that they did not fulfill. If we do the reverse of that, we talk about individual aspirations. We need to recognize and respect our son's individual aspiration. It's their dream, it's their goal. And I started out with Jeremiah 29:11. It's the plan that God has set for them. I'm not God, so it's not the plan that I have for them. I just have to be a part of that prayer to say, God, please let my child be in your plan. And I know that if it's in his plan, it says that it will prosper. So that's my main thing. It doesn't have to be my goal. It needs to be God's goal. I think the last one that I would like to do is we just need to celebrate achievements. We need to celebrate along the way. Large goals, small goals, one step towards the goal, a major promotion towards that goal. We just need to celebrate and embrace reaching steps along the way. We do not have to wait until the very end to celebrate reaching that big goal, but we can definitely celebrate along the way. I think there's several things we can do in that area. There's a career test that we give our students at school, and that career test it's almost equivalent to the your spiritual gift test at church. And at school you have a career test, and it tells you the areas that you might be stronger in and areas that you might need a little more assistance with. So take that test and see if what you want to do aligns with what that test says that you are strong in. And then just work that goal and work that plan.
That's good. All right, parents. She gave you a lot of information that I know definitely I wish I had some years ago, but they were key in assisting your child at prioritizing, because we think we're the only one that got something to keep us intact, because as we get older we don't remember it as well, but we all need to plan out our days. And so that, that's a great one to teach our kids. And I really, really love that, celebrating them for whatever it is that they do. Because a lot of times we want to, tell them, well, you made a B plus, but I think you could have made an A. That's not the way you say that. Wow, that's impressive. Yes. I am so proud of you. You made a B plus. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Because you don't really know. I mean, they may study, but you don't know how easily they grasp that, what it took for them to get that B plus. Yep. So, do celebrate them.
And I think that comes with practice. I know There have been several times that I have spoken, and I wish I had not spoken as quickly to say, "Yay, good job!" And in my mind, I'm thinking, it was a B. It was a B, and I know you have the A in you, but let's celebrate the B because it wasn't a C. So, yeah, we just need to think sometime before we speak. And I said we. That includes me.
Yep. Yes, most definitely. Have to start with us. So this is have been a great conversation, and I
Yes.
know if you are listening to this, you had to have gotten something out of it because it is very, very rich and where we were trying to get to today and helping with those pieces. So Anita, as we kind of close out, prepare to close out, give our young men some steps now on being open and transparent as they work alongside their parents in designing their blueprints for life.
I definitely think that parents, caring adults need to have a relationship with with their sons, with their children. Definitely. And if that relationship is not healthy, it's never too late to work on building a healthy relationship with the young people in your lives, and especially our males. So we need to make sure that it's never too late. You can start right now, turn that thing around to build a healthy relationship and start with some open communication. We're going to repeat a few things that we've said, that we need to have that open communication. We need to make sure that our sons feel like we are listening, that they are being heard, that it's a safe place for them to express their thoughts, their feelings, and their aspirations. Make that place a safe place. We need to identify values and priorities as they go forth and planning their future, reaching their goals, planning their goals. We need to make sure that that path does not jeopardize their values and their morals. So parents make sure that as they set those goals, that we still hold high to our morals and to our beliefs. I also think that it's important, and I think I found this out later in life, that we balance our work life with life. So many times we get caught up into our work life that we think just because we are providing for them that that's good enough. Well, that's not good enough. They need our time. Just like we give time to our job, we need to give time to our children. We need to make sure that they are a priority and that we give them some time. Can't tell you enough how important it is to encourage independence. We will
Mhm.
not always be with them when they have those critical decisions to make. So we need to make sure that we have those conversations with them now, help them solve some problems, listen to them, work through some conflict resolution, listen to their problem solving skills, let them make some mistakes, let them fall down. And we definitely would be there to help them up, but make sure they learn so that if they
That's
go
right.
down that path again, they won't repeat the same mistakes. I also think that as parents and guardians, when they grow up and when they move away or move out, that it's okay for as parents for us to do some regular check-ins. It's easier sometimes to see their faces and be able to read them a little bit if you have that positive relationship.
Yeah.
If sometimes we can hear it in their voice, but if we always just get text messages and emails, I'm afraid we're missing a whole lot. So just
Mhm.
make sure you do some regular check-ins where you can do face to face. We have all this technology now. So even if you have to do Messenger or FaceTime, make sure you lay eyes on them. Like I used to say older people, but I say it now. Make sure you lay eyes on them every now and then just to make sure that what they're saying matches up with what you are seeing. Encourage them along the way. Let them know how proud you are of them, that they can do this and that they have this. And it's not your goals. It's the goals and the plans that God have set for them that we need to encourage them to reach and to achieve. I think one of the main things that I want the parents and the adults to get is the listening part. It's the listening part. Listening and understanding are the foundational to positive parent-son relationships. So we have got to listen. Make sure we nurture their emotional, their mental, their spiritual being by listening. When we listen to our children, we can even identify signs of stress, anxiety, or other issues that may need our attention on the front end. And we can help prevent on the front end instead of just letting it go. And now we have a bigger problem because we didn't spend time on the front end listening to our sons and to our daughters. So work on our listening skills. We need to work on our listening skills.
Yep. Listen. I could let that stay up all day. Listen. And it's so funny you said that because like you say, I don't care how old they get. And it was so funny. My oldest son, I used to tell him when he was a little boy, if I live to be 122 and you live to be 100, you're going to always be my baby. So that check in, because I can look at him and I'm like, something not right. Okay, we need to have some conversation, son. Call me. So that listening.
Yes.
And then looking at them, which say laying eyes on them. That means a lot. You think, oh, they're older, especially if you have children more than, one. My kids were so spaced out. They're like 17 years apart. But, you have kids that are close together. You don't want them to think, well, I'm spending more time with this one than that one. You have to spend that time with them and be able to listen to them and know when something is wrong. There's a point in my life, like say you grow and you learn. There's a point in my life. These are things I learned. So don't think that, well, I'm 45, I'm 40, what are you saying? Because you learn as you grow older. Because when I was a younger mom, a lot of these things I didn't get. And I wasn't doing that listening and I wasn't seeing. And hey, you can miss some stuff. We find our kids.
We can miss a lot of things. And I want to make sure that everyone who is listening, it's not easy.
Yeah.
I don't think it's easy at all to be a parent.
Nope. It takes
Coach Deborah, I have something I want to do.
Okay.
It does. It definitely takes and remember we have a village. Call on your village if you need to.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, if you don't mind, Coach Deborah, can I do one more thing?
Sure.
Okay. I have a special guest.
Hello.
Oh my goodness. Hey, Todd. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great.
So he has been listening.
It's great to be seen and great to see you as well, Miss Deborah.
All right.
So Ty has been listening. And I don't know if you have a question for Ty that you would like to ask him. I know I'm just didn't tell you and he didn't know exactly what he was going to do, but I wanted him to be able to pop in to say hello to you because this is my son and we're talking about parent-son relationships. So do you have any questions for him, Coach Deborah?
Yeah, so you heard our perspective, but is there something that you can help all the mothers with that we may miss, that will really assist us in assisting our sons, no matter what age? It's something that we just might overlook.
Just off the top of my head and from what I've heard of today's session, I think you've definitely covered all the bases. Listening is the biggest thing, and making sure that, not just listening, but really like absorbing what your child is saying, because you can listen and hear what they're saying all the time, but if your actions and follow-up conversations and just everyday life doesn't it doesn't incorporate what your son is saying, then it's just going to be a moot point you're trying to make. It would all be invalidated. So, and not to say that my relationship with my mom was like that, because it definitely wasn't, but just from I've met a ton of people who don't have such great relationships with their moms, and it shocks me because of how good our relationship is. And I just see like different points where like, oh, if your parent would have listened to you a little bit more in that moment, then that it would be different. But also parents, just have patience with your kids as well. We may have conversations 2 and 3 times, but if you think about it like schoolwork, you're not gonna make an 80 on a test, or you can make an 80 on a test and then retake it and make 100 the next time. But you might not make 100 the next time. You might have to make an 80 and then make an 85 and then make a 95, and then you can make 100. It's not always going to be like, oh, we have the conversation once and then it's going to be, completely gone, problem fixed. Make sure there's progress being made for sure, but don't expect it to be, one conversation or one learning moment to be an end all be all. And that's really it for me. Just love your kids, love your sons, and listen to them and talk to them, and just give them as much time as you can throughout their life, no matter what age. My mom comes to visit me a lot more now. I think the grandbaby has a little bit to do with that, but I'm still happy to spend a lot of time with her.
Awesome. You think?
And now that you are a parent, you understand the importance. So we keep using the word we and not you. We have to make sure that we practice what we preach.
That's right.
So, and we will.
Yeah. But that is a great word that you use, patience, because sometimes we are impatient anyway, but then when we're dealing with our children and, it's like, what, that can be, I'm sure a turn off, or they don't care, or they don't have time for me or whatever. So learning that patience, that's a big one. And I am so, my cheeks are probably red if you could see them. I am so excited to see you. This is a wonderful surprise.
Well, the grandbaby is here, but she's asleep. So I was hoping she wouldn't be asleep so she could make an appearance. And Coach Deborah, every session, I do some some affirmations. And I want to do something a little different. It's still an affirmation, but I want to challenge all of mothers, all fathers, especially in their relationship with their sons. Now, if you don't have a son, if you have a nephew, and if you don't have a nephew or a son, just do it to your daughters. So my affirmation today comes in the form of a letter to my son. And I challenge everybody to put something in writing to share with your son. So Ty's just not seeing this, and Ty's just not hearing this. So this is my affirmation, because so many times we say it on the rush or say it out of routine, but we need to sometimes put a little thought into it. So here's to you, Ty. First and foremost, I praise and thank God for loaning you to me, because I do realize that he's a gift. He's a gift from above. And I cherish and I value and I appreciate the gift. So being that he's a gift from God above, I'm going to try to do everything I can, mainly because it's a gift from God, to do the best I can with this gift that he has given to me. I want you to know how incredibly proud I am to be your mother. You are a remarkable person, and I am constantly inspired by the wonderful qualities that make you who you are. Your kindness, your resilience, and your determination always shine brightly. You have a unique way of approaching life with a positive attitude and an open heart. Your passion for learning, your creativity, and your compassion for others make you stand out in the most beautiful way. I do believe that if we are God creatures, that we are supposed to be set aside and that we're supposed to stand out. I appreciate your efforts and the person you are becoming, especially now that you are a new dad. Your strength, your dreams, and your individuality are not only valued, but cherished. Remember that you can achieve and you have achieved great things. And I believe in your ability to overcome any obstacles or challenges that you may face. As you navigate through life journey, know that you are loved unconditionally. Your happiness and well-being are my utmost importance. And I want to say that again. Your happiness and well-being are my utmost priorities, because sometimes we get caught up into stuff and things, but we have to protect our spiritual and our mental and our physical being. So your happiness and your well-being are my utmost priorities, and I am here to support you every step of the way. I was your biggest cheerleader then, and I am still your biggest cheerleader and fan now. Continue to embrace your uniqueness, follow your dreams, and never forget the incredible impact that you have on those around you. Thank you for being the amazing person that you are. I'm grateful to be your mother, and I love you to Pluton and back. Now you go live your dream, boy. Love your mama.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, that is so
And
beautiful.
that's
Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it, love it, love it.
and we have to take time to let them know.
Yes.
We do.
Amazing.
Those are my closing remarks, Deborah. So everybody get that pen and get that paper and start writing them letters.
Yep. That's great. You got me here getting ready. It's like, oh, I gotta write one for Chris's on his birthday. That would be so nice. Oh, amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Anita. Because when you said you wanted to do one more thing, I said, oh, she got some affirmations for us. But I love this. This is wonderful. I don't know if you caught it earlier this month, but I had Coach and his son on. So now you and Ty, that just makes my day. I love it. Sorry, not seeing grandbaby, but maybe soon.
Yes, yes, you will.
Thank you
You
so
will.
much. All right. And so, you have anything else you want to share with us, Ty?
No, not really. Just build your best life, make good choices, and love each other. The world needs love, and I'm a firm believer that that's the only solution to all the problems that we have today. So just love each other, and put aside your reaction sometimes to love someone. Put aside your natural reaction to love.
Amazing. Love it. Thank you so much. And thank you again, Anita. I love this. You made my day today, you and Ty. And thank everyone for tuning in. Yeah, I know most of you have been reaching for the tissues. This was just amazing. Please plan on joining us Thursday as we continue this before the blueprint. And my topic is going to be eliminate the competition. And you're going to be surprised who that competition can be. So make sure you tune in Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also, you've been hearing this a lot today, but this year, Build Your Best Life declares Jeremiah 29:11 over your life. God knows the plans that he has for you.
Amen.
He wants you to have prosperity, not disaster, and the future that you hope for. So design your blueprint based on the plans that God has for you. Follow them and build your best life. Visit my website, www.buildyourbestlife. And you know the drill on that. You can read my blog and check out that calendar. But remember, building your best life is our business. That is not a slogan. It's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed. Stay safe. Love you, Ty. Stay safe and safe travels when y'all go back. Hope you're here for a while. There for a while. And thank you, Anita. Bless you both. Sorry to take your time away from your son. Bye-bye.
It's okay.
All right.
Bye. Thanks.